I just like it because when I get the lock there, it's harder for them to peel my hand since their arm is trapped. Arms, I'm like, I wonder if I could just like cradle there instead of bringing it up to a bar. Ultimately, like no matter where I'm at, trying to get to the positions that I want to be in is kind of like the key. So little moments like this where back against the wall and you got to go find a way.
Today we got on Jaxon Joy. He was a three-time state champion in high school, and he's currently ranked number 2 in the country at 149 pounds, wrestling for Cornell University. Thanks for hopping on, Jackson. I'm excited to get into this technique breakdown, man. Of
Yeah, thanks for having me.
course, man. Let's just get right into it. I think you do a low double here against this kid. So I wanted you to break down kind of what you're looking for there. Probably wasn't the best cutting of that clip, to be honest with you, but it's kind of quick.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to time their feet there. So as I'm moving in my stance with my left foot forward, I'm trying to go like almost like a low single to my left side, and then depending on their reaction, I'll either go low double, low single, or righty single. So it kind of is like a shot where I have three options off of it, and then like ideally I get the low double and I can collect both feet.
Okay, so you're really looking low double a lot.
Yeah, yeah, low double. It's like I don't want guys like ankle pass and stuff like that. So I like the collecting both legs and clean finish.
Yeah. No, I like that a lot. I noticed you do this and you've done it since freaking high school, but you go to that like outside pick, and I have you doing it a couple times in here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of that shot you're talking about as well? I know I have a couple of your low singles in here, but is that what you're kind of talking about, like that outside pick?
Yeah, so it's kind of just like kind of like a like almost like a John Smith, I guess, low single to that left side, and then if they don't react, like some, I'll just and they have that leg forward, I'll just take that single, and then if they go to sprawl back, I kind of try to get that ankle and then wrap with my right arm and collect both legs, and then if they take their front leg back heavy, then I'll just go like misdirection to a sweep with my right side.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it's super slick. I didn't know you had a couple different attacks from there.
yeah,
It's all from that same setup.
yeah. It's all from like the same kind of penetration. Yanni helped me a lot with that last year. I mean, there I kind of just got to the double, and then that Lehigh kid was very funky, so he was able to go over the top.
Yeah, he was funky. Um,
Hmm.
this is the start of your run here at Cliff Keen. Talk to me a little bit what you're looking for on bottom right off the whistle.
Yeah, I'm trying to just go quad pod, and then usually just like attack hands and get my hips separated. Uh, guy is really Virginia Tech is really good with legs in, so I kind of was anticipating that, and then we work just grabbing the heel and then taking the leg out. So here, yeah, just trying to get my hips separated so his hips aren't behind mine, and then trying to just work up, get my feet together until I can fight hands, peel hands, and get out there.
That's something I've had a lot of guys say, and it's something that I've honestly never been taught or coached. When you say like getting your hips out, like
Yeah,
what do you, I guess, like as best as you can explain that? Because I've tried to play with it some in the room, but you're saying like right here, you're
yep,
saying like stand on that right foot and you're kind of like pivoting off that left one
yep,
to like get your hips out. Is that what you're saying?
yeah. So I kind of just like when I play with it, I just like when I'm on top, I want their hips covered. So now I'm thinking as the bottom guy, I want the opposite. So like if you kind of notice, like I kind of just have like my butt out essentially. So I'm just trying to like keep him off to the side, and then as he's off to the side, I'm trying to just peel hands, and then as I peel hands, then you can start to come up a little bit, like kind of right there, and then if you notice, I'm still just trying to keep my butt out to the side, and then he goes for the turn, grab me out.
Is that a common reaction that you go to a lot? Is that Granby when guys lift and return you?
In the room a lot, yeah, but in matches, I feel like this year, um, most guys don't really want the like funk, like the scramble stuff, so that if you can get your hips out and you have their hands, a lot of times they'll just cut you.
Yeah. Nah, I like that a lot. That's sauce. That's sauce for sure. I
Hmm.
think this is your yeah, that little whip by.
Yeah,
What kind of pressure are you looking for there? Because it's something I've played with a little bit. And honestly, the one I see you do maybe a little bit more. Is when guys go elbow pass, and you know what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Most guys' reactions are circle the other way, but instead you circle right to the hip.
yeah.
I want you to talk a little bit about that because I learned that a couple years ago, and I've killed some dudes in the room with it. I'm sure you have too. And then they're
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, I'm not elbow passing this dude anymore."
Yeah.
Uh, but
It's just like the collar tie, and then the feel off of him grabbing your elbows and stuff. I hit it, yeah, here, cleaner. So yeah, like kind of when they go to elbow pass, it just kind of let them like build up their own momentum, and like it looks like I'm throwing it hard, but I'm really not. I'm just kind of just guiding their head as they pass, and then like you said, I'm trying to jump towards that angle and get to their hip.
yeah, are you do you kind of do the whip by one as well, or do you only do it off when guys elbow pass you?
Um, if they're sometimes when they're just on the elbow, you can get it. Usually, like to throw like a little like stutter fake or something beforehand, so you
Yeah.
don't just get caught in an underhook. But definitely, in the room, not so much because guys like they felt it a lot. But in matches, when guys are kind of just trying to clamp down in the collar tie, create a little space, and then just shuck them by.
Do you ever go any? I actually watched you wrestle a high school kid, bro, and you literally did it like 10 times. Do you
Yeah,
remember
no.
that?
It
There's
was it
that
was
one
bad when I
day.
when I first like figured it out that like I can just like shuck them by. I was like spamming it in high school matches. I actually like kind of hurt my elbow from like the motion of like whipping them by so much.
That's awesome.
So there was like a 2 week span my senior year where I was like, I just can't hit it anymore.
You
Yeah,
just did it to everyone. That's
yeah.
funny. That's funny. No, I was just curious. I wanted to pick your brain on it a little bit because I do try to hit it every once in a while, but same like you, bro. Like once guys kind of like know it, it's kind of hard to do in the room.
Hmm.
But yeah. No, I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit on it. Yeah, that's that low single you were kind of talking about from the
Yeah,
outside.
yeah. So when they kind of get like heavy on their foot there, sometimes just timing that. And then if they're to take their leg back, then you hit a little misdirection and try to get to the other leg.
That's what you're talking about there. You
Yeah,
can
so
do it.
that one I think I just timed the other foot and then just kind of went like knee pull or not knee pull, but like I guess like cross pick without the collar tie part.
Yeah, yeah.
Honestly, a lot of the time when I'm in these matches, I'm not even really thinking. I'm just diving at ankles if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It
No, this
looks
is like a fun match to watch.
yeah, he was really scrambly. He was good.
Yeah, dude. So talk me through this match because
Hmm.
I know you've had a couple you wrestled Swiderski before this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had a couple other big matches before in college. Obviously you took a gray shirt. Um, but talk to me a little bit about this match right here in specific.
Yeah, Larkin he's really good, and I was really looking forward to like this match being a possibility, and I think just before the match, I was just really confident, and my coaches did a good job, just reminding me like all the work that I've put in, and like that it's like I said before, not going in there trying to win, but like I was kind of expecting to put up points and try to dominate and like I said, score early. So just trying to get to his legs, and he's really funky and hard to figure out. So I didn't want to play around in the scrambles too much. So trying to pick and choose when to attack and stuff.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, no, dude, there's a couple times in this tournament where the refs just messed up like the craziest clips for you. Like
Yeah, I know.
dude,
It
you had
sucks.
some dope takedowns and like, dude, the refs were in the way like every time. I was like,
Yeah,
God damn, every time. But no, that was that kind of that pick you were talking about.
yeah. So like the same type of thing where like it's like the same penetration, but it just depends on which foot's forward. So like he had his left foot forward, so I'm just gonna go like it's kind of like a cross pick motion, I guess, where I'm going like to their ankle, then up to a single. But yeah, so that's the kind of shot where if the other foot's forward, so it's just all the same penetration, just different reactions from the other guy.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's my favorite shot that you do, to be honest, bro. It looks so clean every time.
I appreciate
Especially,
it.
yeah, especially when you do it like that and you like kind of set them to their butt.
Hmm.
But so talk to me about this cradle. Obviously, you freaking killed dude with this cradle. But
Hmm.
when did you start doing this cradle?
Yeah, I've actually been doing it um for a little bit now. Like I started doing it my senior year of high school, and then last year I did like a bunch of college opens, and I was hitting it a good bit at the opens last year, but the opens no one really like watches, or there's no like videos and stuff on it. But I was hitting it a good bit, and then sometimes like if someone doesn't really have it hasn't really felt that feel before, it'll work.
Yeah, dude, you just murk people with it. So talk to me a little bit about what you're doing. So obviously the pressure's pretty good there. You're keeping the boot high. And
Hmm.
then I think the main thing that's different than anyone else really, is you scoop that freaking arm and then you put
Hmm.
it behind and then you're locking that cradle. Talk to me a little bit about that, I guess.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I would always use my leg there to like kind of set up like a bar, and then I was actually wrestling, like it was like my senior year, and I was kind of playing with it one day, and then I was curious. It was like, yeah, obviously I have like longer arms, so I'm like, I wonder if I can just like cradle there instead of bringing it up to a bar. And then I wasn't really good with it at first, but just playing with it and stuff, and it's I've always rode legs and cross body, so it's kind of a natural feel for me. But I just like it because when I get the lock there, it's harder for them to peel my hand since their arm is trapped.
Yeah.
Whereas if I just go around like regularly, like if you see like his hand is like by his own butt there, like he can't really fight the lock.
Yeah. You and Brendan do this same freaking cradle and you guys just freaking murk
Yeah,
everything.
and Brendan's a beast on top too.
Yeah, Brendan does that cradle as well. He's freaking super good at it as well. Um, but yeah, dude, then you freaking murk this kid in the finals with the same cradle.
Yeah.
You could do it flat as well. So you're really kind of just looking for the same thing. Like you said, you're just trying to bar that up. And then once you kind of get it like back here, you're
Hmm.
just looking to like lock because it's just trapped on their body.
Yeah. So like since I have my leg in, that hip is like pretty much like immobile, like it's immobilized, like they can't really move that side. And then it's kind of just like being patient, trying to get that arm trapped. And then if you kind of notice, I'm trying to like bring his head to his knee there, so he can't really like limp out. But it's really like trying to just stay super super tight and take my time with it, and then kind of just crunch it in once you get in the position.
Yep, for sure. No, it is so slick. It is so slick.
Yeah, and then like you see his hand is like that's like the main part is they only have one hand to fight the lock then.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, that's honestly why I like it most, because like if you see his like hand is like on my leg there, his like the one hand's on my lock and then the other hand's
Yeah.
trapped there is like on my thigh. That's like the main reason I really like it, is just because it's really hard if I can lock it up for them to break that lock. Whereas like the regular cradle, I feel like a lot of times guys will just go two hands to the lock and rip it off right away.
Yeah.
At least from my experiences. So playing with that, it was like this is a way I can cradle guys and not have to worry about them getting out.
No, you're 100% right. I mean, that's like the freaking cradle defense. You know what I mean? Like, if
Yeah,
you don't
really.
have the second hand, like, you're kind of cooked there. I honestly didn't even think about that. Like, I kind of knew, obviously, when you're taking him over, I knew he didn't have his arm there, but I didn't even
Hmm.
think about it like once he actually on your back, to be honest. That's a really good point.
Yeah, yeah. I try to like when I'm playing with this stuff, I try to like think of like, all right, what would I do if I was in the other situations? Like, oh, I would, if I'm getting cradled, like I'm gonna bring both my hands and try to break the lock. So then it's like all right, how can I make it so they don't have both their hands to break the lock? And then, a lot of people go like cross face cradle. That's like kind of another way they can get to the cradle without two hands on the lock. But for me, this was just my little like twist onto it.
Yeah, no, dude, it's pretty sweet. I like it a lot. So I wanted to pick your brain on it.
Hmm.
I don't know what else we got here. We got a couple other clips. Couple other clips here. Got you gluing, dude. There you go. Uh this was your trick knee, your
Hmm.
rubber knee. I don't know if you have too much to say about it. I
Yeah,
guess talk about your flexibility and your scrambling, because I mean I think you are known for your scrambling and you're really, really hard to score on. And
yeah, yeah.
but what
So that's like the rubber knee, and then I try not to do it too much because I've seen some bad injuries there. But I really like the crackdown position. So just like he gets in on a really nice shot, and I didn't want to hang around too much in that in those just ankle wizard position. So ultimately, like no matter where I'm at, trying to get to the positions that I want to be in is kind of like the key. So he gets in, I try to immediately just go get his head to the outside. So once I get my hips over, his head pops, and now I'm where I'm comfortable.
right, right. No, I think that's a really good point for anyone listening is especially younger athletes, man. I think that if you're able to put yourself in positions where you know you're really good at and you kind of can keep yourself in this box where you know you're really good at wrestling, I think you'll have more success where I think sometimes I'm sure you've seen it too, Jackson, but like people go out there and they almost wrestle a style that they don't wrestle in the room. And it's like,
Yeah,
well, man, like you don't you don't train that way or you don't practice that type of style. So so why are you trying to go do it in a real match? But
yeah.
anyways, talk to me about this Casey Swiderski match. Obviously it was a tight match coming down to the
Mhm.
wire. And so just take me through what's going through your head here. There's 20 seconds left and you got to go get one.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, just like you know, I've prepared. I feel like I've prepared for this moment, like these little moments like this, where backs against the wall, and you got to go find a way. So just like running through the storm, I guess, trying to find a way, and then that like the same shot kind of from before. I get to that ankle, and then trying to just finish clean. But yeah, Swiderski's a really good wrestler, and then I think this was like the second week of the season, so it was kind of an early test to see where I was at against like a an older tested guy. But I,
Right.
I definitely think I should have opened up sooner in the match and try to score more. But thankfully, I got this at the buzzer.
Yeah, no, dude, that was a sweet takedown. That was a
Mhm.
sweet takedown. I remember watching it live, so I was happy I was able to pick your brain a little bit on it because I
Yeah,
remember watching this. That's pretty sweet. God, I like that front trip. Is that
yeah, the
something you
front trip. Kellen Russell, he really loves the front trip too.
shout out Kellen Russell?
Shout
You
out
missed
Kellen.
that, right?
Yeah, he's our assistant coach.
Oh, okay. I didn't even realize that, honestly.
Yeah,
Didn't even realize that.
yeah, I really like the front trip.
So you're kind of just timing that like you would a like a back trip almost, but it's when his foot's on the outside. Obviously,
Yeah,
when
I
it's
like it because it's like for back trip you have to have it the leg in front of you,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like I feel like for whatever reason, most of the time when I bring the leg up, it's always on the outside. So just trying to like hook their heel or their ankle there, and then scoop as they bounce. Yeah,
gotcha. I
and
like that a
then
lot.
fall. Try not to fall while they fall. Scoop up. Yeah.
What's going through your head right here? You know,
I
five
was so
seconds.
happy.
Yeah, yeah.
I was I was really happy. Just big win. I mean, Swiderski's, like I said, he's a great wrestler. I was on a team with him actually when I was like a freshman in high school, and he was this when he was like having scraps with like Jesse Mendez, and like he was killing it in high school. And I was like, I want to wrestle like him. Like he's a beast. So it's always fun to wrestle with guys like that. And then he's just being able to get a win against him at that point, I was really happy. Like now, like looking back, I really wish I would have opened up and scored more, but it was good to get a win.
Yeah, at least you got your hand raised for sure. Do you think
Yeah,
this is the match that really kind of set you over the top? I don't want to say over the top, but you know what I'm saying. Like you're really like, oh shoot, like I could beat
yeah,
Max, or you
yeah.
know what
No,
I mean?
I was like, I remember after that match, um, I was like, obviously pretty. I was really happy, and then I was talking to my coaches like in between. We wrestled you and I later that day, and then I was talking to them, and they're like, I was really proud, like that you like gutted that one out. You got one when you needed to, but like you could be scoring more. Like you trained with guys like Yanni and Vita, like you said, Meyer, like all these guys in the room, like you got to play, push it more, like score points. Doesn't matter who you're wrestling. And then I ended up wrestling the U and I kid later, and I did a better job of from the whistle looking to score, and then I think that's kind of where my mindset carried over into Cliff Keen, and I was able to put up points on some of the better guys because just the coaches putting that thought in my head where I kind of realized like, oh, I'm there with the better guys now, but same thing I had in high school where now I want to separate myself and kind of build onto that.
Heck, heck yeah. I just want to pick your brain a little bit on that match because that was a sweet win.
Mhm.
I don't know what else we got. I think I got like a sh couple short clips. I think this is you beating Styles. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Clarion.
Hmm.
If you're doing that pick again, you got you got anything you want to add to it? I know you broke it down a little bit already.
Yeah, this one's just from the collar and trying to just pull in the head and time his foot. Most of my attacks are to an ankle, probably because my arms are really long, but yeah, just get into that ankle and then trying to build up. And he's really scrambly. He's good with the rolling and stuff. So I was kind of anticipating it. He actually rolled through a takedown I had earlier in this match, so I kind of anticipated it. And I'm pretty good with the Navy ride, so trying to just put him onto his back and ended up just locking up a cradle.
Yeah, yeah. I want to go back because I actually do have a question
Yep.
here. Um, for my own personal two things actually now that I see you do the limp arm. This is for honestly someone in my room that they do the limp arm a lot, and I feel like they do it wrong. So I would love Jackson Joy to tell them that they're doing it wrong as well. No, I'm just messing with you. The kid. Anyways, when you're doing this limp arm,
Yeah.
are you trying to cover the hips, or I guess kind of like circle? Because I feel like what he's doing right now, and the reason I say that is I feel like people limp arm and they're not like circling.
Yeah. Yeah. So like where I'm at here, like I wasn't gonna be able to cover his hip, but I kind of used the limp arm to circle behind him and get his legs shelved. So like here, and then I didn't clear it all the way, but I was able to get his leg up onto my thigh, which is ultimately where I wanted to be. So I kind of just used that. He had a really tight shin wizard, and it's kind of hard to shelf when they have shin wizard. So like yeah, it's like you said, it's really important when you limp to like circle to that angle, and then I was able to shelf, and he does a good job with the roll through again, like he did earlier in the match too. But yeah, definitely when you limp, circle towards the angle.
You have a weird feel, it looks like here, kind of when he goes
Yeah,
full under here. Like, I don't know a lot of guys that have that reaction where they kind of like pull you back in that like almost like a tilt. You know what I'm talking about? Like kind of
yeah,
that
like
top.
the
Like
ball and chain tilt kind of thing.
that's what it almost reminds me of. Is that something you train a lot?
Yeah, yeah. So I do I like the ball and chain tilt a lot on top, and then just like playing around in the room, like scrambling and stuff. Like I realized like elevating the bottom leg when you're scrambling can kind of like throw them off because then they they're on their back. Then it's hard for them to build up when you when you're elevating that bottom leg. And
Yeah.
then usually guys will belly out kind of like he did there.
Then you're kind of right into, like you said, that Navy ride, and then you slide
Yeah.
down Cradle.
Yeah. It's just like feel of like rolling around in the room, scrambling and stuff.
Like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What did that win feel like? Obviously, that's a big win as well. I guess I forgot about that one.
Yeah. No, it was good. Like I said, like Clarion, it was like that was the first week, and I was looking forward to just wrestling like the best guys, and Ohio, I knew Ohio State was gonna be there, so I was looking forward to hopefully wrestling Styles, who's all American, great wrestler. So um, for it to end like that was definitely exciting for me.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Well, I appreciate you hopping on here and breaking down some technique. God, I can't speak. Appreciate you hopping on here and breaking down some technique. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Of course, man. Of course.